Feral friends. Welcome back to Feral. I'm your host, Savannah Montana, and today I have very exciting news. A couple days ago, May 30th, yes, celebrated 1 official year of Feral. So if you guys have been a part of the journey thus far, give yourself a round of applause because you've also been with me for the past year now. How exciting. I can't believe it's already been this long since I recorded my very first episode. Crazy. I literally had no idea what I was doing when I started this show, but what I did know is that I kept talking about it for 3 years before I actually sat my ass down in front of a microphone and started yapping away with you guys. And I think it took me so long because I actually thought and believed that successful people or podcasters or influencers or whoever you like and follow, I thought they all had their shit together. I thought they had some magical sauce or they were super talented or very smart or all of these things. And it turns out I was lying to myself because that's all bullshit. Everybody just gets started and you kind of just figure everything else on the way down. And I truly believe that one of the biggest myths or lies that we're sold on the internet is that successful people have a master plan. They don't. They just started before they were ready. That's the trick. That's the key. And any one of you, any one of us can do that. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I want to talk about starting something before you're ready because you have no idea where it's going to take you and what you're going to learn from it and what it's going to blossom into. Without further ado, let's get into the 1 year podcast. 1 year of podcasting. Here we go. Tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? So I've compiled some of your most common questions about the behind the scenes of podcasting that you guys are curious about. In short, so I'm just going to bullet point these questions and I'm going to tell you whether I think you should start it or you should stop talking about it because that's where I was at when I started this show. Okay? So let's do it. Starting a podcast with 1 microphone. Start it. Just start it. It doesn't matter the background, the lighting, whatever. I don't care if it's a handheld mic or if it's something fancy and overpriced like this shit that's sitting in front of me, okay? It doesn't matter. Just start. Everything else will come, I promise you. Posting videos on social media with 200 followers. Start it. Just do it. The follow count doesn't matter. Guys, I've been doing this for a year. You can go to my Instagram account right now and I just broke 300 followers, okay? Consistency. I post every single day and I'm not seeing this huge return, but I have to keep going, right? So just start it. And if that freaks you out, then stop talking about it. But you got to be in it for the long haul. Just get started. Don't worry about the followers. Launching before your branding is perfect. I love this one because perfect doesn't exist, you guys. It's a fallacy. It's not real, okay? Do it. Just start it. And if you stop talking about it and just start launching your shit, okay? It's not going to be perfect. Branding changes all the time. What people want changes all the time. The algorithm changes all the time, pretty much every 90 days. So go into it with that thought process and just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to start now because shit's going to change anyway. So you just got to be on the loop and just ready to move with it. Filming content in public. Start doing it. It's not as scary as you guys think it is. I even do this to myself still currently, and I feel like a weirdo because I know people are looking at me or watching me or listening to me. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So if you start it now, it's going to make it less scary later on. I promise you. And by the way, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks anyways. So just start it. Stop talking about it and just start it. You know, honestly, I think every single one of these questions, you guys are going to get the same response from me. But I digress. Going to events alone. Guys, most of the events that you see me at or hear me at or I'm around or I'm in a picture or a video or whatever, I'm at those events alone. Yes. I'm alone. Most of the freaking time, I'm alone. It's not scary. What being alone at events does for you is helps you create confidence. It helps you learn how to speak about yourself. It helps you learn how to speak about your craft or what you do, or even selling yourself to people. Like, this is what I do, and I would love for you to be a part of it. It helps you curate your messaging so that you can better communicate with people, because that's what most every business is in. It's relationship capital. You got to learn how to talk to people, and you got to learn how to talk about yourself and what you do. And coming from me, one of the most uncomfortable things I had to learn how to do was talk about myself. Take it a step further, talk about personal shit or topics or my opinion, because guess what? Most people disagree with me, or they love what I have to say, or they can't stand what I have to say. Either way, you're going to get a thicker skin. So it's okay to go to events alone. In fact, I encourage it. Even if you have a partner or a best friend or a significant other, challenge yourself, go to events alone. You'll learn so much about yourself. Start it. Rebranding your life completely. You guys know that I'm going to tell you to start that. If you're in a situation in your life, whether it's relationship, family-wise, business-wise, location, whatever that may be, if you even have an opportunity to rebrand and reinvent yourself in life, business aside, go ahead and do it. Because clearly there's a reason that God or the universe or whoever you follow and believe in has brought you to this point, and that's an amazing opportunity. So yes, I do believe in rebranding completely. If you are in the frame or the opportunity to do that, start it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Quitting after 3 posts. Oh my gosh, please, I will smack you. I will smack you. If you guys are quitting posting online after 3 posts, you're already dead in the water. There's so much more behind it, but I promise one day it'll be worth it. On average, any business, doesn't even matter what it is, any business in the world you can think of, it takes about 3 years to even see a return or a profit from that investment, that the time that you've put in, the money that you've put in, the energy, everything. So go in it. When I went into starting the show, I went in it for the long haul. I was like, I know I'm probably not going to see what I want or see things come to fruition until the next 3 years have passed. And I just finished year 1. I still got 2 years to go, you guys. So anything less than that is a win. So if you prep it in your mind that way, you're already skipping 10 paces and passing go, because you're not over expecting things from yourself. You will do that in any business that you do because you care about what you do, and you're going to care more about what you do more than anybody ever will. But don't quit early on. You have to keep going. It might be uncomfortable. It might be boring. It might be mundane, but it's totally worth it. I promise. Someday it will be worth it. Okay. So you just have to believe in that and just keep moving forward. Don't quit. And lastly, waiting until you feel confident. Don't wait to feel confident. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna be nervous. It's gonna be uncomfy. That's okay. The confidence will come, because you know what creates the confidence in anything and everything that you will ever do is the consistency behind it. That's what's going to create the confidence. So every time you do that thing again, whatever business, whatever dream, whatever project, whatever hobby that you're going for, the more you do it, the more confidence you will gain inside of doing that thing, because it's repetitive. You are creating confidence by doing it over and over and over and over again. Okay, so don't wait to be confident. The confidence comes after you start. That's why we have to just get started. Woo! You can tell that I am fired up about this topic. I'm super excited to talk about it. So start before you feel ready. That's basically the synopsis of what I'm going to imprint on your brain today. At the beginning of Feral, there wasn't a plan. There wasn't a roadmap. There was no fancy organization, or I'm going to do this or that, or there's no perfect answer to anything. It was just move it. Move your ass. I had to create movement because I had sat and I had talked about doing it for 3 years and I didn't do anything. And everything that I wanted was on the other side of starting my project, starting my thing, picking what I wanted to do, right? And that's different for everyone. But you just have to move. It's the action behind what you're talking about that's actually going to make the difference. That's how you're actually going to get there. You can dream about going to outer space, but if you don't get your ass off your couch and learn how to be an astronaut, you're probably never going to step foot on a rocket, right? That's a really extreme example, but that's what I mean. It can be as crazy as you want it to be, but you have to put the action behind the steps of what you want to achieve, or it'll just sit there and it'll always be a dream. But that's what actually made me start. That's what this whole past year, at the very beginning of it, was I hit a breaking point. I was overthinking and overanalyzing. I had analysis paralysis, where I could figure all this stuff out, and it could be this and it could be that, and this is a great idea, and had like all the branding and everything that I wanted to do. And there's still so many things I want to do now that I haven't even touched yet, because I'm still in process of even getting there. You can't get ahead of yourself. You just have to start somewhere. So that's where I hit my breaking point, was like, I'm sick of talking about this. And I'm not allowed to talk about having a podcast anymore until I actually start recording a freaking podcast. Okay. And to be completely honest with you, I didn't realize that waiting to start or waiting to be confident or waiting to feel ready was actually holding me back until I actually started. I only learned that after I began. So take it from me and stop overthinking it and stop holding yourself back, because you're never going to feel ready for anything new, because you're looking at other people who are doing it or talking about it or other people's accomplishments and whatever, and you think you have to start there. You don't. And FYI, the most successful people that you're watching didn't start at the top either. Okay? They started somewhere, but you didn't see them until many, many, many moves and mistakes and actions later. Okay, so don't think that you have to start at 100. You can start at 0, you can start at 10, you can start at 20, you can start wherever the hell you want, but you have to get started. And it's never gonna look perfect. You're always gonna wanna tweak and change and grow and evolve, I hope, because that's what any kind of business is going to teach you, is that shit changes fast and you gotta learn how to pivot. When I look back at my very first episode, it's comical to me because I'm so nervous, like my voice is cracking. I have no facial expression. I don't think I'm barely moving on the set. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about like things that would even come up on my first couple episodes. I'm like, why did I even say that? Like, that was really intense. I don't know why I took it that far. Like, it's crazy. Now when I see myself on camera or when I'm sitting and editing and I'm going through episodes, even with a guest or just a solo, I don't even recognize myself because I'm not the same. But why is that, you guys? It's because I've done this so many freaking times. I'm on this show with you, on this set, in front of the mic and in the camera every single week. I see you guys and I talk to you guys every single week. It is the repetitiveness that has got me here. And sometimes it's boring and sometimes it's mundane, but that's what's helped me get so far. I did not sound or look or speak like this on episode 1 a year ago. I promise you that. And if you want, go backwards and laugh at me, laugh with me, and go watch some of those episodes and be like, oh my God, what is she? Are you okay? Like, I'm just like a nervous Nelly and I don't know what to say and I don't know how to act and da-da-da. But it gets better because you just keep going. Even little things. Like even now, sometimes when I'm doing an intro or introducing a guest that's sitting on the set, I'm like, oh, I could have done this so much better. Or, oh, I didn't say this right. Or, oh, I'm way overthinking it. I still do that shit today. Okay. It's not like it magically goes away. You just gain more confidence in what you're doing because you're like, I just got to keep it moving. You know, one day I might be great at it. When people give me compliments about how I interview or how I speak or how I run the show now, it's great, but it's because of doing it for so long that I've gotten better, right? So apply that to something in your life or something new that you want to start. Just know all the stuff that you want is coming. You just have to begin. Even look at like lighting, camera angles, design, backdrops, equipment, like so much shit. I had set up 3 podcast studios for my fiance before I had ever actually sat in one for myself. Think about that. Like I had all the opportunity to just get started many, many times and years before I actually did. How embarrassing, because I would be so much further now had I had this mindset then and actually applied myself and just gotten over my fears and sat in the seat and started talking, right? But nothing's ever going to be perfect. I'll probably change this set. I'm even considering building an at-home studio for myself because I do love to create and I do love to be here with you guys, but it's just, you're never going to be happy with it. You're always going to be changing and growing, and perfect is not a thing. So if you are a perfectionist, anything like me, you got to learn to get over it and just accept that things are not going to be the way that you want them to be. And even like some of the things that I talk about, sometimes I over-explain myself. I've learned not to do that just by sitting on this show. I've learned that you don't have to try so hard because people are either going to love you or they're going to hate you. Either way, it's none of your business. So just keep moving forward. And you even get imposter syndrome. Like, how did this become me? Or what, like I don't deserve this, or I'm not this, or I'm not that, or they do it better, or this is really their profession. And like you can get all of those things in any business, in any venture that you start, but everybody starts somewhere. So don't worry about feeling that way or thinking that you're not enough or that you're an imposter. You're not. You're just at the beginning of your journey watching somebody else that's already 3, 5, 10 years into theirs, and that's okay. But it's funny to look back and laugh at yourself. Like anything that you've ever done, whatever it is, whoever you are sitting and listening to the show, apply it to a hobby, a sport, a passion project, a business, your job, parenting, being a wife, being a girlfriend, being a mother or a father, anything that you've ever done. You're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea what I was doing. But now, because I've been doing it for X amount of time, I'm pretty confident in what I do. And listen, I get it. It's not easy. People are going to judge you. I think that's probably one of the biggest things I had to learn how to get over was fear of judgment, because I literally put myself in a direct seat, not just within my friend groups, within my relationship, within my family, within the world, and anyone being able to watch me literally at any single time and overanalyze maybe anything and everything that I say. I had to face the fear of judgment. And it sucks, but it held me back for so long because I overvalued the opinions of others, which is crazy because you actually don't know what anybody thinks about you. And I actually think that this is one of the first few episodes that I actually recorded. You have no idea what people think of you, so stop worrying about it. It'll hold you back for way longer than it should. Way longer than it should. It's so overrated. I can't stress it enough. Don't worry about judgment. What your friends think. You'll see who your friends are because you'll have friends that support you on your new venture and what you're shooting for, no matter how big or crazy the dream or the goal is, and they'll support you. And those are the friends that you keep. And the ones that talk about you behind your back or never show up, never like your stuff, never follow you, never have anything to say about it. You were like, okay, well, they just don't care. Maybe we're not that good of friends, or they're not on my frequency. They don't vibe with me in that way. And that's okay. I know where to place you or where to hold you in my life. And I know who's closer. I know who cares more. It's actually a gift. It's a blessing. Apply that exact same rule to family. Some of the meanest and craziest comments on my page, in my DMs, and to my fucking face have been from family members. I shit you not. But it shows you exactly who you are and exactly who those people are. So take it as a blessing from God because you will be shocked. You will be shocked. You do anything that you're doing for yourself that has nothing to do with anybody else, you will be amazed at how the world around you changes. And I promise you, it may hurt at times. It may suck. It may feel unfriendly or unfuzzy and just like, ugh, but it's worth it. Because you're going to come out on the other side and you're going to know exactly who you are. And that's the most important thing because you're the one that has to live your life every day. You have to wake up with you and look yourself in the face every day. None of those other people do. So don't overanalyze their judgment, their opinion, what they have to say, what they think, the rumors that they may spread. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. That's on them, baby. That's not on you. And I promise you, people are not paying as much attention as you think. And I know that that's a hard truth. And we all have to admit it. You guys can go to my show alone and see exactly how many people pay attention. 1000%. Don't let it get to you though. Don't let it get to you. And you know you're doing something right when a lot more people are talking about you, watching your stuff, paying attention to you every single week, every single day, every month, every year. You watch those numbers go up. And just because your follow account doesn't change does not mean that people are not paying attention. Okay? So know that in your heart, whatever you're doing right now, you're much louder than you actually realize. So keep going because all the rest will fall to the wayside and you will find your people. You will. So don't worry about the ones that judge you, whether they have good things to say about you or bad things to say about you. Just keep going. Whether you're failing publicly or failing personally, the only person who really knows that is you. And I have learned, and I now truly believe that there is no such thing as failure. There's only such thing as lessons. If you fail, you try again. You do something different. You don't just give up. Don't quit on it. You just learned something new and you learned what not to do because that's what didn't work. So you try again and you try something different and you do things a different way. For instance, like talking about my relationship or getting really personal with my relationship. In the last year, my relationship with my fiance has changed a lot, right? You guys have probably seen it. What I can and cannot talk about is I had to be more careful about what I was talking about a year ago because of the state of what my relationship was. Now I'm a year further into my engagement and he's cooler with me bringing up certain topics or having him on the show or opening up more because that was somewhere that he had to get. And I had to be conscious and respectful of his dynamic and our dynamic and not indulging too much or sharing too much or oversharing on the show, as where I was super comfortable doing that, but he wasn't, right? So learning how to navigate and be respectful of what you say and what you share when you are on social media or when you are posting things, or if you do have a podcast or if you are in the public eye, it's okay. It will grow into fruition where now I have way more free range and he'll even come on the show and sit down and shoot the shit with me and get real on the podcast. He wasn't in that frame of mind a year ago, but now he is. So it's cool because you really get to change and evolve and grow in the relationships of the people that support you and who are around you. And you might just motivate and inspire them to get more real or be more open or get more honest with themselves and in front of other people. Because at the end of the day, you are helping other people by being true about who you are and authentic and open and honest. So that's been a really, really cool light that I've gotten to see just in my personal relationship. And so many things changed for me on a personal level after starting the show because I gained more confidence. I got more disciplined. I got more honest with myself. When you sit in front of a camera or you put yourself out online or people start to ask you questions or DM you questions or ask you in real life or whatever it may be, you're like, oh, holy shit, I never thought about that. Or like, this is the reality of that situation because now you have people who actually pay attention or people who want to know. And you have to get real with yourself because maybe things that other people see and wonder and ask you about, you've actually never thought about for yourself. So you really have to dive inward, but that creates a lot of confidence and it creates a lot of self-awareness and it challenges you because you got to show the fuck up. You really do. And in return, by showing up that deep and that true, creates so many opportunities around you and for you. And the things that slide across your desk after is just, it blows your mind. You're like, how did I even get here? Or how am I even friends with this person? Or why am I collaborating with this kind of brand or business or company? Because you never knew that it was going to take you this far, but you wouldn't have known that unless you got started. So it's cool. And you kind of shift your identity because you're learning and you're adapting and you're growing and you're tacking on all these new traits and characteristics and learnings and pieces of awareness that you probably wouldn't have had you not started that one thing that you really want to do. And there's a reason, by the way, not to get all God or university on you guys, but there's a reason that dream, that goal, that thought was planted in your head and not in anybody else's. It's gifted to you. That means it's your responsibility to do something with it. Anything that you see, that you think of, that you dream of, a goal that you set internally that you haven't shared with anyone, that is your goal and it was given to you for a reason. You have to believe that and you have to do something with it. Because you don't want it to go to somebody else, right? Or you don't want it to just never happen because you didn't have the balls to do it yourself. You can do it. You have to believe that. So just get started. Everything else will work out for you. You just got to keep it moving. The action behind the dreams and the goals that you have will create the clarity for you. That's inevitable. It will. And you don't need the universe's approval or your family or your friends. Share your dreams and your goals with the people that you know support you unwaveringly. Don't share it with everybody. You don't have to. You can. But if it's going to impede on your thought process or hold you back or make you feel some sort of way and delay your progress, don't do that. There's many things that I have kept to myself to protect my vision, to protect my dreams, to protect my own plans. Because you have to, you guys know I'm probably not I don't trust people easily. I think I've made that very clear. But when I do trust you, it's like, oh my gosh, I'll give and return it all 1 billion times over. So just know when you're going through these processes, it is okay to protect your vision. You don't have to share it with everyone, not all at once and not from the get-go. Focus on yourself, focus on your vision, your dreams and your goals of whatever it is that you want to start and curate it within yourself. You don't have to overshare it or give it away to other people, if that makes sense. A big leap that I want to take with you guys is the thought that everybody else has it figured out except you. They don't. They don't. Let's get real for a second, okay? Everybody doesn't have it figured out. No matter what we're doing, whether it's relationships, businesses, hobby, whatever, take your pick. This can apply to literally anything and everything. We're all just doing this for the first time. We're doing life for the first time. We're doing relationships. We're doing marriages. We're doing kids. We're doing all the things. Everything we're doing from scratch, and we're doing it for the first time. So burn that into your brain when you look at the people that impress you the most and remind yourself, oh, they all started somewhere too. Yeah, they did. Because we blow them up in our minds and we put them on this pedestal that they have something more than us, that they're more talented or they're more gifted or they're smarter or they read more, they're more educated, they have more money than us, they have a better lifestyle, they had a better upbringing, they had a better deck of cards. Sure, maybe they did, and good for them. But that's not the deck of cards that you got, is it? And so accept the deck of cards that you got and realize we all have the same opportunities, at least in this country. God bless America, okay? So go out and get your shit. Go make it happen. Nobody's better than you. Nobody's more special. Nobody has their shit all figured out. Even the most successful people make mistakes and shit falls through and investments go bad and money gets lost, okay? Even the most successful. So remember that because nobody's perfect and none of us have it all figured out. I have looked at many successful people who are podcasters, people who are creators, people who are influencers, celebrities, singers, actors, you name it. Anybody that you like, just think of them for a moment. And I have done the same thing. I will put myself in this bucket with you because I still do it to this day. I look at people who have successful businesses that are making millions of dollars a month, that are younger than me, that I'm just like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? I could do anything. Their business is only better because they started and they didn't give a shit what anybody thought. And they didn't worry about everything that was going to come next. They just started and they're like, okay, we tack this on, we tack this on, we tack that on. And they're doing it. They're successful because they just keep going. They swing with the punches. Not every day is going to be beautiful when you start a business, but you have to just do it, essentially, right? And you learn as you go. Same thing with relationships. Look at celebrities that you're like, oh, they have the perfect marriage and the perfect family and they're so cute. We don't see what goes on behind the doors. No, nobody's relationship is perfect. We can admire them, we can look up to them, but also if we just pay attention to ourselves, we can create that same thing within our own relationships, under our own roofs, with our own children and our own spouses. Okay. It's not magic. It's work at the end of the day. They put in the effort, the time, the action, the energy. It's so easy to get caught up in adulthood and looking at, oh, people's content is perfect, content creation. They have the perfect this, they have the perfect that, they've emulated this, they do all the things. They have all the money and they have all the confidence and their life is beautiful and yada, yada, yada. That's just an image. And you can give somebody all the credit in the world, but when you overcredit someone and you undercut yourself, you're just cutting yourself short. Stop focusing so much on what everybody else has and give it back to yourself. You can create and do and live the life of your dreams whenever you want to. When you decide to make that decision and start and stop talking about it, it will actually become. It will start to be. Ask me how I know. I have no fucking business being here. You guys, most of you who listen to the show, what I would hope at this point, you know where I grew up. You know where I'm from, who my family is, how I roll. Like, it's crazy to think that I even live in South Florida or that this is what I do or this is my life or, you know, anything that I do. It was all just a thought. At one point, I was just like, yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah, I could check this out. I could move there. I could fly here. It was just a thought. It was just random. And then I just actually did it. That's literally it. You can have all the thoughts in the world. We got to start putting the action behind it. You have to kind of I love being delusional. I love it. I love being delulu about my dreams. And I think everybody should do it. And you guys know my thoughts on faking it till you make it. There are several points in time where you do have to fake it until you make it. You have to be so delusional about your dreams and who you are and what you want out of this life, because we only get one. We only live once and we only die once, okay? So do it right. Every day is a new shot, a new chance, a new try. Get crazy about your dreams. There are moments where I have absolutely bullshitted my way through a situation that I'm like, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm selling this. I don't know if this is the right move. I don't even know if this is legal, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it and see where it goes. Do that. That might be the worst and best advice I ever give you guys. But seriously, so many people fake it until they make it. That's why it's a cliche. It's because it's true. And the people who figure that out sooner in life get to where they want to be faster. All right? You're not less of a person. Okay? You're just trying to figure it out. And sometimes you got to be so insane about your dreams and what you want that you just, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to say I know what I'm doing, and then hopefully it works out. And if it doesn't work out, now I know. There's the failure. It's just a lesson. Sending professional emails or negotiating collabs or deals or promos, anything like that. Or, I mean, you can apply it to literally anything in your business or your goal or what you're experiencing. Just think of things that you've done. You're like, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing or if I'm doing the right thing or what I'm supposed to do here. Pretending to understand shit that looks like a pie chart. You're like, I don't even, what's going on? Like math is not math. Like I have tried to understand contracts and terms that I'm just like, this doesn't even make sense to me. But once you see enough of them and you learn and you ask questions, then you're like, okay, I can figure this out. But sometimes you just got to wing it and be like, yeah, I agree. This sounds good. You might shoot yourself in the foot. You might make a shitload of money. Okay. It's a 50-50 shot and it's worth it. You know? One side's green and one side's red. We don't know. Or even like to use my own example, you know how many podcast tech disasters I have gone through since starting this show? A lot. I have actually recorded full episodes with guests on my show and the mics aren't on. Yeah. Sucks. Embarrassing, okay? Or lighting doesn't come out, or the camera angle's off, or one camera doesn't record, and now I have two of me and one of that. Like it's, oh my gosh, things being unplugged, lighting being like, mistakes happen all the time, but you just got to roll with it and be like, yeah, you know what? I meant to do that. It's, I'm trying this new thing with editing, maybe, just roll with it, okay? Just roll with the punches. I've learned so much about myself and about doing this in the past year because I've made so many mistakes. And like I've told you guys before, mistakes, failures, they're just lessons. So it's an opportunity to learn and it's an opportunity to grow. And the most boring and hard days to get through when you're just beating your head against a wall, or you don't want to record, or you don't want to be around people, or you don't want to do the work or the behind the scenes and all the boring shit. Those are the parts that you learn. Those are the best things about the fun thing, the cool thing, that thing that you really want. All the mundane, boring shit behind it is where you're going to learn. Okay. I've made so many bad decisions on my own behalf. I've gone through several team members. I have had to learn how to delegate, how to learn how to communicate, how to learn how to manage. I mean, there's just so many things. When you start something new, you're going to sit in very many seats. And I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to be good at every seat that you sit in. Regardless, you got to sit in that seat. I found it very important for me to know and understand every aspect of what I've started. So I encourage you to do the same when you're starting something new, because when you do start to bring people into your business and you do start to hire and you do start to replace yourself with all these little things, you know what to do, how to do it, and the right way that it does need to be done. And then you replace yourself with somebody that's better at it than you. Okay? That's like one of the biggest lessons that I have learned. It might be a tough pill to swallow for some people, but seriously, you will move mountains once you learn how to do it. So make the bad decisions and play all the pieces in the little chess game, because you're going to know how to operate moving forward. I mean, I've had burnout. I have compared myself to every podcaster, every female podcaster, every blonde podcast. I mean, I have done it. The art of comparison is ugly and it's horrible, and don't do that to yourself. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. I have burnt myself out. I have tried and tried and tried, gone over and over and over again. I mean, just so many mistakes. I have had the wrong guests on my show. I have screwed up contracts and release forms and distribution rights and posting and content. And oh my gosh, I have burned so much money on dumb shit. Jesus, I could just do a whole entire episode on all the mistakes I've made since starting something that I knew nothing about. Seriously, inconsistency, trying to copy what others are doing that's working. That's like the art of like, so many people will tell you to do that, especially in social media and stuff. But like I've experienced on my own many times before, just do what's real for you. Just stay authentic. You can use creation, like ideas of what's hitting on social media, but always make it your own. That's a huge lesson that I've learned. Authenticity always wins. That's why it's my messaging. And any time that I have ever tried to veer from that for social, for the show, in life, in personal, in business relationships, anything, it's always gone south every single time. Why? Because it's inauthentic to me. It's not who I am. It's not my jive. It's not where I'm going. So it's just wasting your time. It's not supposed to work out. That's why it doesn't work out. So just stay true to yourself and do what feels right, what looks right for you, and what makes sense in your mind. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to make sense to you. And have you ever asked yourself, like, what if being totally embarrassed and screwing everything up and doing everything wrong is actually the entry point into your life? Like, is this when shit just changes and things are like, oh my gosh, I have had this awakening? Because, I mean, for me, it was, I embarrass myself on a weekly basis. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like some of my best episodes, though, are when I have no idea what I'm going to sit down and talk with you guys about. And I'm just like, all right, let's wing it. Because that's basically what my solo episodes are. I curate a lot and I build for my guests on the show. But when it comes to me, I'm like, let's just wing it. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to wear, but let's rock it. You know, so maybe embarrassing yourself is just the beginning. Maybe that's what everybody needs to do. Just embarrass the shit out of yourself. Take a big slice of humble pie and just keep it freaking moving, dude. Maybe this is the key to life. Maybe everybody should just do something for themselves and make a complete ass out of themselves. And then they'll just learn and grow and do something different. Maybe I won't even do podcasting forever. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe this is just the entry. Maybe God is trying to teach me something. And he's like, you're a clown, but you're getting there because you started something. I don't know. And regardless if you embarrass yourself in front of friends, family, or relationships, whatever it is, you're gonna make other people uncomfortable. Because for whatever reason, and I don't know what this is about, I just have extensive experience in it. When you evolve and you change and you grow and you go for something that's for you and it really has nothing to do with anybody else, it makes other people uncomfortable. It does. It might make friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your kids, doubtful, but maybe, family, strangers, the internet. It makes people uncomfortable. But to me, that is a sign that I'm doing something right. And ironically enough, when you see the relationships that it changes, the friendships, the family ships, whatever, when you're doing something for you and you're going for something that you really, really want and you're building it from scratch and you don't have a plan, but you're convicted. You're like, I have conviction on this and I'm going to make it work if it's the last thing I do. The people who are uncomfortable with you never had your freaking back. They didn't support you anyways. And if you look at the lineage and you go behind the scenes and you check the history books of those relationships, the friendships, the family ships, whatever they may be, you have a strong realization that, damn, they never really supported what I do or what I wanted or what I was into at the time or where I was going or what I was saying, how I dressed, how I looked, how I acted, what I was doing with my life. They were never meant to. So when you do pick something to go all in on and create a big dream for yourself, realize that the people who are uncomfortable with you now probably always were, and they're not a big part of your next chapter. And that might be a big, tough gallon of water to chug down. But the faster you realize it and the faster you come to terms with it, you can learn how to not take it personal and just know if I've made this person that uncomfortable, I'm probably going to make a lot more people uncomfortable. And that's okay because it's got nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. And it's only going to impede on your life and your journey and what you're putting your energy into so much as you let it. You got to learn how to hold people where they are when you go off on your own and you start something of your own. It's difficult and it's challenging, but it's only as hard as you make it to be. People will project their own insecurities and ideologies on you. They will put their own fears of what they don't want to do, what they choose not to do for themselves, what they avoid doing in their own life, and they will put it on you once you start to make a difference in your own life. Because people want different versions of you, or people want you to stay the same because they chose to stay the same and they're comfy there. But you've outgrown that circle. You've outgrown that friendship, the relationship, that person, place, or thing. That's okay. That's good. Just use that as proof that you're actually making a difference in your life and what you're doing is working. It's nothing against anybody else. But if I've learned anything in starting my own thing and going off on my own, is it's a lonely place to be. It's not sunshine and rainbows, and it's not this big, exciting thing that everybody is cheering you on for. You will find your party, you'll find your people, and you'll find your cheerleaders for sure. But it might be a very long time. You're going to learn a lot about yourself, and the loneliness that you find within it or feel within it, just know that it's there to teach you something. Let that little feeling of lonely scream at the top of its lungs at you, because sometimes that loneliness or those other voices that are seeping in are just relationships that were built around your insecurity. And now you're choosing not to be insecure and bet on yourself for once. Put all the chips on red, baby. Put all the freaking chips on red or black, which I mean, whatever one you want to choose, but go all in, because as long as you're going in on yourself, you're going to learn, you're going to grow, you're going to change, and you're going to win. Everybody's learning in real time. Failure is giving you all of the data that you need. Embarrassment loses power the more that you move. And most people quit too early anyways. You cannot quit. You can't give up on your dreams. You won't become confident if you're still hiding from that thing that you really, really want. The growth will change the relationships that you have in and outside of what you're trying to create for yourself. But the real secret is not quitting. We can't quit. Consistency beats talent every single freaking time. Look at anybody that you like, know, and follow and see their success. Consistency will beat talent every single time. That's why they say, what is it? Hard work beats talent. Yeah, that's what they say. Because it's true. You got to be in it for the long haul. This is the long game mindset, baby. And you have to find ways to keep yourself going and keep yourself disciplined and motivated when times get rough, when they get boring, when they get slow, when you're not seeing the results. I've been not seeing the results for such a long time that I'm just like, if I get one new subscriber or follower or a comment, that I'm just like, oh my God, somebody said something. Oh, I'm so excited. Like, I'm not kidding you. It makes you appreciate every little person, place, or thing that supports anything that you do. It humbles you and it makes you very grateful and appreciative. Okay. So it's cool because maybe I wasn't very grateful and appreciative before. So I had to look inward, right? You got to learn how to celebrate the small things. You got to learn how to love the process and fall in love with the journey of what you're doing. It's not always beautiful. It's not always fun. It's not always exciting. But as long as you stay committed to yourself and that thing that you really want, it makes all the difference. And it makes the little moments and the little wins feel like mountains. And then when you actually hit a mountain, you'll probably be shocked. You'll probably be like, oh my God, I can't even believe that I accomplished this thing. Right? But you can't attach your worth to a number. You need to pay attention to the numbers because every business and everything that you're generating is based off a number. There is a mathematical science to everything that we do every single day, but don't attach your self-worth, the worth of your business, your thing, your hobby, whatever it is that you're creating and going for. You have to know that you have worth within it without anything else. Because you are worthy of that thing. You can do it. You are meant to do it. And it's yours so long as you choose to keep going with it. And I think a lot of people misunderstand success online because when we actually see as viewers, as consumers of what we see other people doing, we see it so fast because all of a sudden it starts to hit. But I think people forget how many years and time and energy and money and effort that people have put into their brands, their businesses, their goals, their dreams, creating it all, that it looks like overnight success because we're just watching it from a screen on the other side as everything is taking off. But maybe nobody knows they started doing it in 2009 or 2017 or 2023, whatever that may be, right? It looks much faster than it actually is. And when you're starting something new, it's important to remember that you have to be in it for the long game. If it's something that you truly, authentically would die on the hill for, you want it. It doesn't happen in a blink of an eye. And that's okay. That's actually the best part. I think that's the part we're supposed to fall in love with. That's what makes it worth it when you do win big. But again, the success, nobody sees the lonely middle. Nobody wants to admit how slow it is and how fast it's not. Understanding that consistency is boring. It's very boring. And the success is repetitive. And also put into your brain that once you've accomplished one thing or one business or one goal, it's a snowball effect. If you want it to be, if you keep going, because like I said, we can't quit, it'll just keep going and going from there. And you will continue to win. And because you accomplished this one thing or created this one thing or whatever once, you can do it 10x faster the second time because you've already learned everything of what not to do and how to get to where you need to go. That when you do that next thing or you have that next goal or you set your next dream and will it into existence to be your reality, you're going to skip so much heartache and so much head banging because you've already done it one time. So the second time you do it, it's going to be faster. And then the third time you do it, it's going to be even faster. And you're just going to excel and keep going. Remember that. Remember that in the boring parts, in the lonely moments, in the consistency, boring, mundane times. Remember that. Like you're working so hard right now because it's going to make your next goal and the next reach that much easier and that much quicker for you to accomplish. And I say this because I think that talking about your dreams out loud for so many years is dangerous. It's a very dangerous game to play. It's not a safe place to be because you don't want to end up being one of those people that talks about doing something all the time and years and years and years and years go by and you've never done it. Because that's like being the boy who cried wolf in a sense, that you just keep talking about doing something and never do it. Then people don't take you serious anymore. And you're like, oh my God, did he talk about that thing again? Yeah. Or, oh my God, did she say this again? She's still talking about that. She hasn't done it. Like no one will take you serious anymore. And you don't want to get to a point where other people don't take you serious, but more importantly, you don't take yourself serious anymore because you don't do what you say you're going to do. You're creating inconsistency and not holding yourself accountable, that's a dark, scary place. We don't want to get there. And getting out of it, is much harder because I procrastinated and I overanalyzed everything for 3 years before I actually just shut up and did it. Starting something and failing or doing something and changing your mind is a way better option. Just do it. Just try. You might decide you can't stand it and it's not for you, but at least you tried and now you know, so then you can move on to the next thing. I would rather you start and fail 1,000,000 times than never start to begin with. You're so much better than that. And I know that takes a lot of self-belief and some of us lack in that. Also, pointing at myself here, you just got to do it. You got to sell yourself on confidence, over believe in yourself, be delusional about what you want to do. Like will it into existence if you must. Because what version of you exists 1 year from now if you stop quitting today? Ask yourself that. Where will you be 1 year from now if you start what you want to do today, right now? If the best time to start a podcast was in 2023, the second best time to start a podcast is today, okay? You can't talk about what didn't happen or what didn't work out or what you didn't do 1,000 freaking years ago, okay? But what you can talk about is what you're doing now, what you started now, and start building relationships and doing things and welcoming people into your existence, your frequency, your community, whatever it is. You can start doing that today, literally right now. There's nothing stopping you. There's not. And if you're telling yourself shit's stopping you, just know that's really you feeding yourself excuses. And don't do that. So please, I beg of you, I implore you to ask yourself, what version of you exists 1 year from now if you started your dreams today? And I guarantee you, you won't even recognize yourself and you'll thank me later. And then your ass will be sitting on this podcast with me telling me what you did and why you did it. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't do it sooner. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Let's go. Okay. I'm getting too excited about this, y'all. No, seriously, if I can give you guys any advice, if you need to wake up and give yourself a high five every single day and tell yourself I love you and commit to being a badass every single day until you do that thing, do it because you're not behind. the world, society, your family, your friends, your job, whatever it is that you're doing might be selling you that you're behind and you can't accomplish your dreams, stop buying that shit. Don't purchase it. Say, I'm out of money. I don't have my wallet. I don't have a credit card on me. I'm sorry. I don't use Zelle. We're not buying that shit anymore. Stop buying what people are selling to you about yourself. You get to decide who you are and who you want to be and what you want to become and what you want out of this life. Okay, so if you start it today, how far will you be next year? A lot farther than you are right now. And you won't have to talk about doing it anymore because you're already gonna be doing it. In my mind, you're already there, my girl. You are already there. In my mind, you're sitting right here, okay? You can do it. You gotta start. And do yourself a massive favor and stop restarting from zero. Don't quit or set down everything that you pick up. Sometimes just picking up something and then you're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I changed my mind. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I did that so many times in my life. I've had every job and every path that I could have possibly picked up, I picked it up and set it down. But eventually you just need to pick something up and say, I'm not going to quit on this. I don't care if I even like it that much, if it's not that great, if it's not like the craziest, biggest thing that I could ever imagine, but I'm just going to prove something to myself and I'm going to stick with it even when it gets boring, even when I decided that I've changed my mind, even when I don't want to do it anymore, when it gets boring, when it's consistent, when it's mundane, when it's not giving me what I want, I'm going to keep doing it anyway because that's where you're going to learn. And the momentum behind that compounds over and over and over. It's a quiet compound, but it compounds nonetheless. And most breakthroughs happen almost right after people want to quit. Like the hardest part, the most uncomfortable, when you're like breaking down and sobbing, you're like, none of this is working. I don't want to do it anymore. That is the breakthrough. It's right after the hardest moments of your challenges and your feats in life that it all comes to fruition. So remember that when you're in the thick of it and you're like, I really just want to give up, know that right on the other side of that is your dream life, is what you were working so hard for, is what you've been trying to create for so long. You don't need to be the best at every single thing that you do. You don't need to be the best at anything that you do. You just need to keep showing up. Show up for yourself. You'll be amazed at how far you come, especially even just 1 year in. The action behind it all is what creates the self-trust within you. You have to be able to trust yourself and know that you can do it unwaveringly. No matter what anybody says, put a curtain around yourself and just be like, I can't see anybody. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you feel. I don't know what you want, but that's not my focus right now, okay? I'm focused on trusting myself and you will get there. You just have to put the action in. The action creates the self-trust. All right, my feral friends. Well, thank you for celebrating with me today. I hope that you had as much fun on this episode as I did. And I really, truly hope that you take what I'm saying into consideration and whatever that thing is that you want. The relationship, the place, the moving, the business, the hobby, the whatever it is that you want to do for yourself and create in your life and turn it into your reality. I really, really hope that you start today. Do it today. If nothing else, let this episode be a sign that you have to start right now. Like, this is your moment. This is your moment to shine. There's no time like now. You have no idea what tomorrow brings, and you don't know where you're going to be sitting or who you're going to be talking to a year from now if you just get started today. You have the power. You have to believe in yourself. I believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself right now, take my belief and I'm rubbing it off on you, okay? Because you deserve it and you can do it. And nobody's better at accomplishing your dreams than you are. They're your dreams for a reason. But stop talking about it. Shut up for a minute. Stop talking about it and just do it. Just get started, okay? I love you guys so much. It's so fun. I can't believe it's been a year since I've been talking to you guys and sitting here and yapping away. But cheers to 1 year in and cheers to another year around the sun with the Feral Podcast. I love you all so much. If you don't follow the show, make sure you follow it, Feral the Podcast. You guys can follow me at Savannah_Montana across all platforms. Please like, subscribe, comment below, send me DMs, submit your feral confessions and questions at savannahmontana.com. Get some freaking merch because I will be launching it. I don't know when you're hearing this podcast, but yes, May 30th marked 1 year of recording podcasts for me. And really quick stat that I wanted you guys to know, because a girl at my gym actually told me this and I didn't know. So I looked it up just for you. fun facts about podcasting, and look this up on any dream, any goal, any hobby that you guys have, and just see what the statistics are, because it might blow your freaking mind. Podcast industry, the 3-episode drop off, roughly 40 to 50% of all podcasts are abandoned before or immediately after releasing their 3rd episode. Boom! Well, just so you know, I think this is my 59th episode or my 60th episode. This is my 59th or 60th recording right now on this episode. So blew that one out of the park. Didn't even know about it until literally today. The 8 to 10 episode wall, roughly 40% of podcasters quit before hitting 8 episodes. And an estimated 90% of podcasts never make it past episode 10. Woo! Just blowing past goals here, baby. Didn't even know it. You see it a year in, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of like a badass. Maybe I've learned a thing or two. Maybe I know what I'm doing. I don't know. Maybe I don't, but I'm going to just keep doing it anyway. And last but certainly not least, reaching the top 1%, because so many creators drop out. Publishing just 21 episodes places a podcaster statistically in the top 1% of all podcasts worldwide. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this or not before you started watching the show, but allegedly, according to Google, I am a part of the 1% of podcasters. No big deal. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm feeling really good about myself, even though very few of you know who I am. You're badasses though, because you're fucking here. You're my ride or dies, okay? And when the pod is blown up, you guys will be here and you guys will know. And we're like, you know what? I knew that bitch before, and you guys are way past the time of being a fan, okay? Or being on the Feral podcast. So look at the stats, look at your dreams, chase your goals, just get started. You don't know where it's going to take you and you don't know who you're going to be, okay? That was a little extra. But I love you. I hope you guys have a Feral Friday. Stay feral in the meantime, and I will see you next Friday. Woo! Okay, love you, bye. Mwah. Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow.